Hey, it's Ryan Stewman here with HardcoreCloser.com, and I wrote an article a couple of weeks ago. Well, really it depends on when you're watching this video, in all honesty. I wrote an article for realestate.com and marketleader.com in regards to what a social media syndicate is, and back in April of 2012, I also wrote a blog post about it, kind of just giving you kind of the tip of the iceberg, and now I want to really show and reveal to you some numbers like I've been doing as I travel around the US and Canada doing these seminars. So let me just walk you through a couple of things, but first, right, there's always a but first, let me give you a couple of disclaimers. First of all, my public math is like way subpar. I'm a tech person, I rely on calculators and everything else, so I'm gonna try to do this without calculators, and I've already done a lot of it with a calculator before the video, so I'm halfway prepared, but don't judge me if my math's off. And second disclaimer is, knowledge plus only action, which notice is bold, underline, and circle, equals success. You see, you can have all the knowledge in the world. There's a lot of people that are know-it-alls that don't have anything. There's a lot of people that know-it-alls but don't do it all, right? A know-it-all and do it none. And I just want you to understand that the information I'm about to share with you is very powerful. It's going to help expand your marketing in a way that you never dreamed of before, in a free, easy way to share stuff with your friends. But if you don't do it, you're not going to get anything from it. So knowledge plus only action equals success. So you've got to have the action part before anything else matters, right? You can't, there's no just like smart dude that's successful that doesn't do anything. It doesn't exist. All right. Also, third disclaimer, I am not an artist. Okay, I can't draw, can't design websites. I outsource all that, except for today, I insourced it. I drew the Twitter, Facebook, and LinkedIn logos, plus some pictures of some friends. So we're just going to get started from here. So the social media syndicate. What is a social media syndicate? Well, first you must understand the definition of the word syndicate. What a syndicate is a group of enterprise or associated people conspiring to take out a certain business task together. There's a bunch of definitions about it, but bottom line is it's a group of people conspiring to do something together. Now, in the past, the syndicate may be like gangsters, right? Yo, we got the syndicate. Remember Ice-T with the syndicate hat and all that? And recently, websites like Zillow, realestate.com, Redfin, and other IDX feed websites are calling themselves syndicators. They were called aggregators back in the day, but when I went to the recent Inman conference in San Francisco, they were calling themselves syndicators, and I was like, it's nice that they're adapting to what I see the world becoming to, is basically because of social media, one syndication of whatever it is that you're doing. So with that in mind, let's just talk about me for a second and what I have going on online. First of all, it's a picture of me. It's got the spiked hair. Everything's good, right? Great artist skills, big smile, big nose. So it looks, artist rendering is for real, right? So on Twitter, I have 2,200 followers. On LinkedIn, I have 2,500 followers, or connections, whatever you want to call them. And on Facebook, I've got 3,000 friends. Okay, so if you add that all together with a calculator, because the second time I shot the video, because my math was off in the first one, you get 7,700. Okay, let's just take another example. So let me take a step back. So with 7,700 people, I have a product. Okay, I've got product that's awesome. Now, the thing that you have to have a product that's awesome is to have a super cool product, because nobody wants to buy a super crummy product or a crappy product. You can't polish a turd, right? So you have to have a good product, a super cool product, a product that you believe in, that serves your community and is going to better and empower them for whatever it is that they need to do, right? So you got to make sure that your product is good first. If you got a crummy product, then none of this matters. Okay, so I've got 7,700 people between these three major outlets, the three biggest outlets in social media, that I can advertise my product to, okay? My product, social media management, right? So I'm able to advertise my product to 7,700 people. But after a while, those same 7,700 people are going to get tired of me advertising my product, or they're going to become what I call socially numb, right? Social media numb, rather, to my post, because they're going to say, well, he's always trying to promote this product, right? And you don't want to do that anyway. It's a whole nother video for a whole nother training session. But here's how you do this. So you have this saying, to have good friends, you've got to be a great friend. So I have to be a great friend and reach out and do favors for people that are going to be my good friends, just so that I can get stuff done, right? So you go into this with intent, okay? So I'm going to reach out to my first friend over here. He's got three nice spiky hair, first of all, and a big nose like me. It just goes the other way. And he's not as smiley as I am either. So enough elaboration on that. He's got 300 LinkedIn connections, 500 Facebook friends, and 100 Twitter followers for a grand total, ladies and gentlemen, of 900 connections. So this poor guy is probably over here, not poor guy, if you got 900 friends, good for you. But this guy's probably over here advertising his product, needing a way to connect with more people, needing a way to get outside of the normal marketing box to get some extra attention on whatever product he has, right? He has product B, C, D, and I have product A, okay? So I'm going to reach out, right? Notice the arrow here to him, and I'm going to say, hey, friend number one, what's going on, homeboy, right? But in all reality, I'm going to say, hey, you have a great product. And the key equation to this, again, is super cool product that the community needs, right? So I've already sought this person out for specific reasons. Hey, you have a great product. I'd like to help you promote it. I'd like to put the link to your product, or what, better yet, you put the link to your product on your wall next time, and I'm going to go there and share it for you, because I have 7,700 friends between Twitter, Facebook, and LinkedIn that I can push these channels out to, whereas you have 900, so I can really help grow your exposure. Okay? And you always want to go to the friend with less people first, because the way the human mind works is once you get a victory and this stuff works, then you're like, oh, hell yeah, I can handle this now. So you want to go to a friend with less connections than you. That way you've got the upper hand. You're like, hey, I'll be more than happy to leverage my contacts for you if you'll do this for me. That gives you an early victory. That's some sales mentality for you right there. Second thing, I'm going to reach out to friend number two, who's obviously Asian, right? It could be Eric, Prolix, or Chen, by the way, right? It could be either one of those guys. But friend number two also has a super cool product. And why it says product super cool, I'll never know. But also has a super cool product that I like and appreciate. However, they've got a bigger arsenal of connections within their social media. So I'm going to reach out to friend number two, and I'm going to say, man, I like that super cool product that you have. And we have our communities, they have a common interest, right? We hang out a lot of the same type of people. I'm with realtors, you're with realtors, or whatever the case may be. Hey, I like your product. Next time you put it on the wall, share. I'm going to share it for you. Matter of fact, if you'll put it up now, I'll hit the share button now and give you a shout out, some Facebook love, so that now you have 5,500 connections between Twitter, Facebook, and LinkedIn. And I'm going to add that to my 7,700 connections, and we're going to have a whole bunch of connections together, right? So that's 12, 13,000, 200, right? I believe. I hate public math. I gave you a disclaimer. So that's 13,200. That's almost 3 times what you had initially, just because I can step in and help you. I'm getting to the next spot. The third friend over here, and all you need is 3 friends, right? 4 people, the more the merrier, obviously, but 4 people make a huge syndicate. Wait till I show you these numbers. Friend number 3, you're going to reach out to a woman. If you're a man, right? If you're a woman, you can go ahead and reach out to a woman too, but especially if you're a man. Notice my friend number 1 and 2 were both guys, right? But friend number 3 is a woman. Women, I don't know the exact number, but have an 80-something% higher response rate on social media. For example, me, I can put a post up that's like really informative, educational, entertaining, and all those things that you know, love, and trust about me, and I might get a couple of likes and a few comments. My wife can put something up like, hey, good morning, and 50 people will chime in. It's just because A, she's really hot, right? And shout out to my wife, but B, it's just the way that women work online. And so I'm going to reach out to, and this is an award. I know it's close to Halloween when I'm doing this video, but that's actually a nose ring because my wife has one. I really like that. So, but friend number 3, I'm going to reach out to her, A, for a woman, for 2 reasons. A, she's going to have a different demographics than me, and most likely she's going to have more friends than I do. So I'm going to reach out to her and I'm going to say, man, you have this really cool product that I really like and that I know the people that I'm friends with will like to. Put it on your wall next time. I'm going to share it for you, right? I noticed that you've got about 10,500 connections between Twitter, Facebook, and LinkedIn. I've got 7,700. Between the 2 of us, that's over 18,000 connections that we can put out there for your product to help you out. Is that something you'd be interested in? I'm going to share it for you anyway. So, okay, that's all fine and dandy. I see what you're thinking. You're saying, okay, Ryan, so you're sharing everybody else's stuff. How are you getting paid? Work with me now. You've got to have patience. It's 2012. If you're going to be in the sales game, you've got to have patience. The days of the hardcore closing one and done, they're still around, but you've got to have patience. That's where the real selling comes in, with the patient person that's willing to wait and then make the most of the opportunity. So I'm going to teach you how to do that. There's something that's undeniable in our psychological package or baggage or whatever it is in the back of our brain that we carry. It's called the law of reciprocity. I first learned it from Robert Cialdini in his book, Influence. If you haven't read that, Dr. Cialdini is a genius when it comes to influencing people offline and on. You need to definitely read that. But the law of reciprocity simply dictates that if I do something for you and you haven't done something back for me, you feel compelled or you feel like that I owe you one. right? Now, a lot of us walk around doing this. I did this for you, now do it for me, right? Or a lot of us walk around, even more of us walk around like this. Do for me, do for me. I don't want to do for you, do for me, right? So what you're doing with the law of reciprocity is works in multi-level marketing, it works in loan officers. It's the same thing in the multi-level marketing. They give you a sample of the product, say, don't you like it? Yes, then you feel compelled to buy it. With a loan officer, when he presents you with a financial package or a stock guy or whatever, he shows you, he demonstrated that he did all this hard work for you. He says, don't you like it? Then you buy it, right? Same thing happens. You feel like you owe them one for the work that they've done. So you go back to them, and this is how you follow up in a really cool way, without seeming like I did this for you, you know, do it for me. I'm going to show you. Using the law of reciprocity. So these people are all sitting here wondering, Ryan did something for me. What's he going to want? It's no secret, right? We're not stupid. We just don't know that a lot of us don't consciously and awarely understand the law of reciprocity, but we've all got that, well, what is he going to want from me? So I'm going to reach back out to friend number one, and I'm in a couple of days later after I shared this post, and I'm going to say, hey man, how did that go? Well, you know, did you generate any leads from it? Did anybody contact you? And he's going to say, well, I didn't get any results, or he's going to say, I did get results, right? Most people, if you have a super cool product, are going to get results, right, that you shared. Especially if he's got 900 friends and he's already advertising, you've got 7,700. Somebody's going to connect with him, right? There's no telling how much stuff I've sold from connecting people on Facebook. And by the way, facebook.com/Ryan.Stewman. Hey, send me a friend request. Right on my wall. Don't leave any spam or affiliate links, but if you've got a blog or pictures, leave all that stuff on there. My page is an open forum for everybody to communicate on. So friend request me and right on my wall. Okay, so you go back to him and he says, I did get results. You know, I got 2 people that inboxed me and a couple of comments and likes, and I've got some people to follow up with. Great, that's awesome. That's exactly what I want to happen. So imagine this. I need your help. I need you to share my super cool product with your 900 people. We're both intertwined in the same community. We have a lot of the same type of customers. We're not competitors. We're more co-opetition. And so if you don't mind, if you would share my product with your list as well, especially since you got a couple of leads already, we can both agree that the power of social media is real, and that I'm going to be able to generate some leads from your audience and maybe serve a purpose that you couldn't before. And we can create this thing called the social media syndicate that my good friend Ryan Stewman told me about, and then we can start sharing each other's stuff in a really cool way to help get a message out to help promote both of us without us being self-promoters. Does that make sense? To a lot of people, that's going to make sense, and they're going to be down with it, okay? But this guy, you've got 7,700 friends, and he's got 900, so you're way up on the top side of that. Like, you've got a lot more to offer. But the reason why I say is you go to him first again is because you want to get a victory first. You want to use your leverage, get a victory mentality. Oh, this stuff works. Get some momentum and go on to the next one. Then you hit somebody that's almost one of your peers. Maybe you go ahead and go for somebody that's bigger than you. The more people, the better. The more connections they have, the better, obviously. But you reach down here to your Asian friend and you say, hey, you know, how did that work out for you? Did you get any leads from when I posted that on my Facebook wall? They're going to say one of 2 things. Yes, I did. No, I didn't. Most likely they're going to say, if it was a super cool product, right, they're going to say, yeah, I got a couple of messages in my inbox, a few likes and comments, and some people to follow up with. That's fantastic. Then you know firsthand the power of social media works, right? They're going to agree with you. This is what I could use a favor from you. I've got a super cool product that your audience will like as well, and I can use a few leads to really grow my network as well. So I'm going to post on my wall. Would you mind just simply going over there and sharing it to your friends as well? And we can create this thing that my friend Ryan Stewman taught me about called a social media syndicate, and I've already got another member in here who I can introduce you to who will probably agree to sell your stuff too, because we're all intertwined in this community. Does that sound awesome to you or what? Then you go down here to your woman friend and I say the same thing. Hey, how did that go for you? When I shared your product on my wall of 77 connections, did you get any leads from it? Same thing, 1 of 2 answers, yes or no. You go through the same process with her and go, every time that we get together, there's over 18,000 people that are going to see our products. You and I are a force. Plus, I've got my Asian friend and my other friend that are on board with me too. And the 4 of us together have 24,600 sets of eyes that we can work through 3 social media channels. And then what that does is that gives us a few angles. A, it helps us market and not be self-promoters, but it also helps us promote others right? So we just become promoters of other people's things, so we don't have to promote our stuff as well. It becomes social proof that other people like our products online, right? Because if you post and nobody likes or comments on it, that sucks. But if you have friends that are automatically plugged in to share and you do the same thing for them, then you create a sense of social proof, which is a huge law of influence as well, but not the one I want to talk about today. So, understanding the numbers, the power, and how to create and what words and what scripts and things like that to say with the social media syndicate, let me show you the proper way that it's done. So this is my artist rendering, and it looks freaking good, darn it, of Facebook's news feed, the sidebar of doom, and then their ads, and then your little Facebook message indicators over here, which is like a person, then there's a message, and then there's a globe, right? If I remember correctly from the top of my mind. So what's your whole goal to use this whole social media syndicate? The whole idea behind it is to keep your post, right? The one this post, what? Like cornflakes. So this post in this news feed and out of this sidebar of doom. Now, if you're not familiar with the sidebar of doom, that's my nickname for the little bar that Facebook puts you in over there. It's like purgatory. You're waiting to get to heaven, which is the news feed where people can see you. But if your content sucks, you're stuck in purgatory. So you can wind up over there in the sidebar of doom. But the way that you get out of the sidebar of doom is with three things: weight, affinity, and time decay. There's nothing you can do about time decay. Weight is the amount of likes, comments, and shares you get, and affinity is the amount of people that like and comment as well. So the more comments and likes you have, the more weight it is, but the affinity that someone likes it and that someone comments on it means a lot. So what you're trying to do is you put up a post, okay? We'll just say right here for simple person, I put up a post. Friend number one needs to come down here. Let me move back over here in the timeline with this post and hit the share button. They need to like it, comment it, if they could comment, hey, I'm sharing, and then hit the share button. Okay, because what that did was that gave you 3 affinity points: like, comment, and a share. And it gave you 3 points of weight, right? Because a share, like, a comment all weighs you down on the sidebar of doom. Same thing happens. Same post, you want friend number 2 to go over here, like, comment, and share it as well. Okay? So then you've got 2 shares, 2 comments, and 2 likes. 3 shares, 3 comments, 3 likes, right? And so that post not only creates the weight and affinity it needs to stay in the news feed for you, but it also creates the weight and affinity it needs to stay in the news feed for your other friends as well, okay? And the same thing happens when they post and you all agree, hey, we're all going to agree to share this. It's not that you have to share it at once, right? So say 11 o'clock, friend number 1 shares. Say at 3 o'clock, friend number 2 comes in, but the same post, and shares it again. And then say 5 o'clock, friend number 3 comes in. That pulls it back into that timeline 3 separate times of the day, and instead of all at once. And then the time decay part, that you can't control time decay. We can't control time. We can make time, we can't control it. So the time decay, there's nothing we can do about other than having them stagger and come in and hit the share button every few hours, right? Now we're only talking about 3 people. If you're in a networking group like NTAP or something like that, you can gather a lot more people together. If you're a realtor inside a real estate office, you can start a social media with agents that you're doing business with and farming the neighborhoods. They're no longer your competition, and also the other agents that are in your office. But the biggest part is you can go now back to your manufacturers. Once you've successfully created this cycle a few times, you can go now back to your boss, your advertising manager, your manufacturer, whoever it is that you have to impress with numbers. You say, listen, this is what I've created. My friend Ryan Stewman taught me about something called the social media syndicate, and I understand the difference between knowledge and success is action, and I took it. I created a social media syndicate with 3 friends, 1 Asian, 1 woman, and 1 normal dude, right? And then myself, the weirdo. And then from that point, what I've got is I've got a database between Twitter, Facebook, and LinkedIn of 24,600 sets of eyes that I can put on your product right now. That's why I'm the #1 guy for this job. That's why I'm the #1 marketing rep for this deal. That's why I'm making a compelling argument for you to give me whatever it is that I'm trying to get to as a salesperson. You see where I'm going with that. I've kind of put myself in the 3rd person there for a minute. But that's powerful numbers. 24,000 of anything is a lot, except for like Iraqi dinar and Zimbabwe numbers, because I got like a $50 trillion bill for $5. So, but 24,000 people is a lot. That's bigger than most cities. I mean, that's a huge set of eyes. Sure, they're going to overlap. Sure, there's going to be some that are overlap. The bottom line is, let's just say that half of them, 12,000, is still a lot of people to be able to get the word out to. Just keep in mind. There's nothing more powerful right now online than the social media syndicate. And the truth is, Facebook's wanting more and more of your money. Twitter's wanting more and more of your money. LinkedIn just launched video ads. And so the future is it's going to cost you money to post, or you're going to have to get a lot of engagement. So you're going to have to create these syndicates to get the engagement you need to stay out of the sidebar of doom into the newsfeed without having to pay money to be a sponsored post that goes through the timeline. So I hope all that makes sense. If it didn't make sense to you, or if you say, Ryan, I want to learn more about this, I need those scripts from you, I need to take another look at this and have a deeper understanding, the thing I want you to do right now is go to Free Strategy Sessions, that's with an S, that's plural because we're doing more than one, freestrategysessions.com, read it real quick, fill out your information in the survey. Myself or Dreamweaver will get in touch with you, and what we'll do is we'll set up a social media marketing strategy session. From there, we're going to give you a tangible asset, a tangible marketing plan, a real asset that you can take off something like the Social Media Syndicate and start your online free marketing campaign and grow your business to a level that you never expected. The results that we've seen from the Social Media Syndicate are nothing short of amazing. For the first time ever, we all got together. There's 27 of us in my Social Media Syndicate, and we all got together and promoted an event here in Dallas. And some of my syndicates not even in Dallas. Within 48 hours, we had sold out of all the VIP tickets, and we also had more RSVPs than I think will fit in the building, just because we all understood the power of the syndicate and we all conspired together for the common purpose to make this event happen in a major way. So if you appreciate this video, you like this information, you think I'm a zany entertainer and that I've got good stuff that'll help you take your business to the next level, make sure you share this with your friend, give it to somebody at work. You can't look at anybody as competition anymore. You've got to look at them as how can we help each other. Not how you help me or I help you, how can we help each other? Where's the mutual benefit that I can find in my online connections? And trust me, there's gold in every Facebook account out there. Bottom line. So, hey, Ryan Stewman, thanks again for watching this. I know time's important, and I appreciate you spending your time. Hey, go put together a minimum 24,600 sets of eyes for your next product, whether it be real estate, mortgages, MLM, whatever it is, insurance, whatever it is. Set you up a social media syndicate and watch your social life really take off and your business move and your products get sold a lot faster as well. So thanks for watching. Later!